Welcome back everybody to a brand new video, and today we're doing a challenge run in FF7 Remake, the starting equipment only challenge run. Since FF7 Rebirth is right around the corner and I still need a PlayStation 5, I thought, hey, let's do a challenge run in FF7 Remake. Today's challenge is all about not changing out the equipment I have starting with each character, so I'm not allowed to change the weapon, the accessory, or the armor. I am, however, allowed to change materia and upgrade said weapon so I can eventually get more materia slots, because Cloud, starting off with, only has 2 materia slots. We're going to be using Cloud a lot throughout this run, so I'm going to need those extra materia slots eventually. No issues to start with, just skip the prompts that come up, kill a lot of enemies. Learn about swapping party members, and finally fight the Scorpion boss. No issues with this boss, except for at one point Cloud gets stuck behind the boss and was pinned into a corner, resulting in his unfortunate death. Oh, he didn't die. Well then, I guess just heal him up and then just keep hitting the boss and spamming magic until it goes down. The escape sequence goes well, except these shock troopers have high evasion, so a lot of my attacks miss. After leaving the reactor, we have a lot of walking. This game really likes its walking sections, where the characters chat and you just see the scenery. And this is going to happen a lot, so I will skip to the next fight. Oh, hi, Aerith. Oh, yes, I will take your flower. For God King Mew, of course. If I see materia, I'm going to go out my way to pick it up, as this is going to be my main way of actually changing stats, dealing extra damage, or offering defense and new spells. And my materia slots are going to be extremely limited, so we see how well that goes. At this point, I'm just going to fight everything, open every chest. Even if they have a piece of equipment I'm not allowed to equip, obviously, I could still sell it for guild later on. Have a fight at Station Square. At this point in the game, they don't know if you're going to change your equipment, so everything still feels fairly easy. Eventually, I make my way near the train tracks, where I fight some guys with riot shields, and then a guy with a bigger riot shield. There's a lot of kind of mini-bosses where regular enemies in Final Fantasy VII end up being bosses in this. Dodge attacks when I can, nothing too hard at this point. Next up is side quests galore. I'm going to be doing all the side quests I can, mainly so I can get some extra money, some extra materia, and some much needed experience points. Doing the access quests are a little bit annoying, as I have to give up a materia slot so I can actually scan enemies, and I only have a total of 4 materia slots so far. So when I'm fighting enemies I've already fought, I switch out the access materia in lieu of something useful. On Tifa, I equip HP Plus, just in case I'm going to need the extra HP or hit points later on in the game.
Worked up a good sweat.
That should be enough intel for the kid. Was never in doubt.
That's a win.
During one of the side quests, I have to fight with this experimental dog, and it almost kills me. Well, it kills Tifa, but with a quick Phoenix down and some potions, she's back up and we kick its ass. After all that, we are off to save Johnny, and fail to scan the right target, and end up scanning the inventory twice in a row. Then it's time to play some darts, getting a load of bullseyes. And then it's off to beat up some thugs.
Here it comes.
Later on, however, Jessie has a job for us and gives us the Ifrit materia And we enter our first motorbike sequence. Take out some of the troops, fight a boss, and eventually I do learn his pattern. Then after some more walking and talking and breaking in and stealing a guy who's in a coma's keycard, it's off to the Shinra storage facility. Defeat waves and waves of troops using potions when I need to, then fight some dogs, and finally, some cutters, which drops some mines that you can use to deal damage to them, making the fight a lot easier, and then it's on to the boss fight.
It's over.
Now, a lot of the human-on-human boss fights in this game have a certain pattern, and eventually you can only damage them at certain key points in the game. Luckily, this is the first human-on-human boss fight, so you don't really have to worry about that. The boss is kind of a joke. Just dodge the attacks, then do a combo chain. After the first dagger, he has more powerful attacks, but they are well telegraphed, so dodge these and heal when you need to, and after that, it's back to Sector 7. Oh, look! It's the fan base! I mean, dodge the Spectre attacks, and then I cast fire and attack them to stagger them, and once I defeat one Spectre, the head one becomes vulnerable, so then I wail on that, then go back to another Spectre, then go back to the head one until it's defeated. After that, it's onto the reactor. Ride the train till I get attacked, and then it's off to find Barret on the rail tracks. Find Barret and start to fight enemies that do poison damage. Luckily, poison only lasts the fight, so I heal if I get low. Now that I have Barret low, it's the first time I have a full party. Continue to make my way through the tunnels till I reach the boss. I remember the summon materia is on a separate slot, so I equip Ifrit. Pretty easy boss fight against the crab. Attack the legs to eventually expose the generator. Hit the generator until you enter the next phase, where you hit the boss to expose the pilot. I also use Ifrit during this fight to help out just a little. Hit the pilot, and then wait on the boss to defeat it. The section with the lights feels like the most padding in this game. Go out of my way to get some materia, but I have to fight two Queen Grashdyke, and they kick my ass. But I managed to stay alive. Yes, I underestimated the power of poison and how powerful two Queen Grashdyke are. Plus, they have some nice ranged attacks. Heal up and enter the final bit of this section and get wrecked by all the laser beams and missiles. I used so many potions and Phoenix Downs during this fight that I was saving for the boss, but I make it through. The boss of this section is unique in that you can select parts of it to be taken out, so certain attacks and or movement is weakened. I save before selecting what parts to take out, just in case I struggle with the fight and need to redo this bit. I'm taking at least one of everything, then two of the Mucker weapon, even though I wanted to take two of the big bomb attack, but I selected the wrong thing. Anyway, before the fight, I set Cloud as a healer, give Barret lightning and elemental damage materia so that it makes Barret's attack do lightning damage, as this boss likes to fly a lot. I give Tifa a lightning materia so she can cast lightning on the boss, and give Cloud a boost in health and MP so that he can survive longer and heal more, and give Barret an MP boost as well so he can also cast lightning, as his lightning materia is a lot stronger than the one I gave Tifa. I forgot to record the first section of this fight, but it went well. Basically, when the boss enters its second stage, it likes to fly fists around. Luckily for me, I've got Barret equipped with lightning and elemental damage, so he's doing extra damage to these flying arms, can easily take them out. Then on the second or third stage, I should say, when the boss destroys the platform and starts flying around, Barret is clearly the MVP. Still hit the boss when it's far away, just occasionally dodging some attacks and using Cloud or Tifa to heal Barret. And when he comes close in, I can use Cloud or Tifa to start attacking the boss, but to be fair, I spend most of this fight using Barret because Barrett's just doing so much damage using his Gatling gun. This fight I thought I was going to struggle with turns out to be pretty easy. Well, near the end of the fight, Barrett did get stunned a lot by Big Bomb attack, but the boss went down anyway. Then it all falls apart. After getting woken up by Aerith, oh hi again, it's time for the Reno fight, the first Turks fight. Damn, don't they look dapper in their suits. Dodge the attacks. After the first stagger, he starts laying down mines. And I miss having a DPS spell because I totally forgot that I would not be able to change materia between this boss fight and the last boss fight. And as I mentioned before, the last boss fight, I made Cloud a healer. And I get hit a lot. But thank God for a limit break, which destroys Reno. After getting my ass handed to me by Reno, should have made Tifa the healer, it's another walking section with Aerith. There are some fights along the way, but nothing challenging. So let's skip all that, and it's on to picking flowers. What a waste of time.
Huh. You sure you want to say that to a florist?
Better than lying.
Go rescue some kids. Make sure Cloud's weapon does lightning damage, so I can take these smokers out super easy, as they cause silence, and lightning is very effective against them. Kids are saved, and it's time for me to use the Moogle shop. Buy Cloud and Aerith's guide so they can get more SP so their weapons level up. Honestly, the weaponing leveling up is helping out a ton, especially when new material slots get added. It's that time again! Side quests! Find children, kill some monsters, take part in this box minigame. Got to break as many boxes as I can within the time limit. So first attempt I go, and I get the highest score. This child is very impressed. Do another side quest, then decide to fight Shiva. Equip fire, so Cloud does elemental fire damage now when he attacks. And have Aerith as the healer. And the fight is not that bad. After a lot of dodging and healing, Shiva goes down, and now I have my second summon. So I equip it to Aerith, so she can get a boost in magic.
The Shiva summoning materia is complete.
Time to fight Rude. Now, first off, I forgot to record this fight, so this is after I've been playing this game for a while, let's say. So I've gone back to a previous save, obviously, and I went straight to the fight. As you could tell from the previous section, I've done a bunch of side quests, so I was a little bit stronger when I originally fought this guy. But this fight, I'm a little bit weaker because I don't have all the summons and everything. Anyway, Rude is an interesting fight. It's a humanoid fight again, but it's not one-on-one, it's one-on-two. Now, if you do switch to Aerith and use her, Rude will put her to sleep, and it's inescapable. I tried escaping it at one point, but no, I was guaranteed to knock Aerith off. So you kind of don't want to use Aerith too much. It's mainly a Cloud fight, but second stage he just goes for pure physical damage. His attack range or hitbox is insane for his damage. I try and dodge out of a haymaker several times and I end up getting hit. I also get tossed around a lot. Basically, his attacks are... I guess the timing, my timing was completely off, but I managed to out-heal him using Aerith's Prey to heal up when I needed to. I also had equipped Fire as my elemental damage, but a lot of the human characters just resist it. So I was doing less damage than I would if I didn't equip it, but I kind of wanted to use the Fire just in case I needed to get some distance. But overall, the fight's not too hard, just dodge, heal when needed. Use Aerith sparingly when you can, just to get up her ATB darts, just to use Prey. And eventually, with a good limit break, I put enough pressure on him to stagger him, and Rude goes down.
Please, just leave us alone.
You know I can't do that.
Now, to sneak out of the house and not knock anything over. Normally this takes me a few attempts, and each time you fail there's less to avoid. But on my first attempt I did it, despite the camera trying to f me over.
You're leaving?
Completely pointless, as Aerith was waiting for us, and now it's back to Sector 7 with some crane puzzles and beating up some gang members. Sidetrack to rescue Tifa, get entered into a tournament, that's not too much trouble. But we have a bonus fight? Now, full disclosure, I have done a similar run to this when Final Fantasy VII Remake first came out on the PC. It was a lot like this, but it was essentially I'm not allowed to change my weapon. Everything else was fair game. And there were some bosses I struggled with. The Sector 2 boss and the next one, and somehow that run felt harder than this, though it was my second time playing Final Fantasy Remake, and quite frankly all I did was mash attack and heal when I needed to. But this next boss, the Hell House, might be the hardest boss in this run. The Hell House has got to be the worst boss in this game. The main gimmick, I guess, is it can change its element, and with Cloud using elemental attack, Cloud does not hit as hard, but the Hell House does. Also, this boss likes to fly off, so you can only use Aerith at those times, and don't get me started on the amount of times the house ate one of my characters.
I'm coming!
Deal with that.
So what's the strat here, you ask? The same strat I've been doing this whole time. Out-heal it. The sides of the house seem to be immune to damage, so it's back or front again, but as I mentioned before, the house likes to eat you, and one of the attacks the house can use is the jets on its back burn you or ram you. Then of course it spits out bombs, so a lot of dodging, a lot of healing, and trying to attack when I can. If it joins the fight early on to get it into the later stages, but after that it's really just a case of trying to out-heal and attack when I can. With a few limit breaks coming in clutch, and a well-timed dodge and a hit from Angel's Buster Sword, it goes down. Time to do all the side quests for a very important reason. And this is the reason we did all the side quests. This whole section is dedicated to Mew, so go check out his channel. Links are in the video description and at the end of the video. And here's a preview of his channel while we just watch Aerith in the red dress slowly make their way to the honeybee. I hope you enjoy this bit, Mew.
What? Say that again.
Don't be like that. You're still the most beautiful girl in the... Hey there, cutie. Where you headed? Why don't you let me buy you a cup of coffee?
I give her a B. That dress was completely overshadowed. She's
Why are we here?
To play a BS rhythm game, of course!
well, you tried.
After failing miserably, enter the palace, fight some guards,
Back off!
and then it's off to the sewers to fight Absu. It isn't too hard, but I forget to move when he uses the backwater blast, weakening my party, and everyone dies. So I get my first game over. Right, time to go back in, focus on the right horn, get Shiva to help out, dodge Blackwater Blast and any other water attacks he does, and take him down! Vengeance! Now it's time for the worst bit in any video game, the sewer level. What does it involve? Well, you kill lots and lots and lots and lots and lots, and you guessed it, and lots of enemies. Then you kill some more, you keep killing some more, you press some buttons, you climb down some ladders, you pick up something, then maybe you climb up some other ladders, and then you go around, and then you think you're done, but no, there's an entirely new section that wasn't even in the original Final Fantasy. This was just padding. You go kill more and more enemies, hitting more switches to go collect items and just continue your path on. You're not going to get lost here, Tifa. This is pretty much a straightforward path, just filled with batting presses. You do a pump minigame that is way too difficult and you can't do it on the first try, and oh my god, what is the delay on these buttons? Why is it over? Are we done? Can we go? Can I go? Can I move on? Am I allowed to move on? Can I be finished now, game? Can I just go to the next level? Why are we here? This was so short in the original game. Why are we still doing this? Why do we continue just to suffer? Time for the train graveyard section. Make my way through. Eventually getting into my first ghost encounter. Fire is going to be my best friend here fighting these things. They can cast Reflex, so instead I just hit them. Work my way through the station, get to the boss where it's just spam fire, and when physical won't work, use Cloud as his attacks do fire damage or Aerith. Eventually, the boss goes down. Then make my way through the rest of the train graveyard, and as I'm about to be done, fight this chariot guy. Attack the back or the front as the wheels are immune to damage. When he flies, use fire or Aerith. Heal when needed, and the second phase, the wheels can be damaged. Destroy a wheel to put pressure on him and kick his ass. Okay, so we're gonna get up the top of this tower to stop the plate falling down. So, we fight some specters. Great start. Same strat as before. Work my way up the tower. My base attack's doing fire damage, is really helping out. Eventually, Tifa joins the party, and we meet up with Barrett at the top after saying goodbye to Jessie.
Lucky me.
Fight Reno again, pretty much the same as last time, but he's a lot more aggressive and his attacks do a lot more damage. Barrett's now on heal duty. Eventually, Rude joins the fight. After some limit breaks and some heals, they both go down. After surviving a tower encounter, it's time to walk all the way to Sector 5 just to walk all the way back to Sector 7. Yeah. Yeah, there are some really good additions to this game that really help develop a lot of the side characters. And then there are moments like this where you feel like the game is just padding because, well, they want to make the game feel like a full experience, even though it's just the Midgard section from Final Fantasy VII. So, yay. And I guess I still gotta talk because I can't remember how long this bit lasts in my recording. Well, I it lasted like 20 minutes in my recording, but I don't know how much I managed to scale it down in the time lapse. Let me go check that. Oh, wait. No, I think it's like a minute. It's 53 seconds. I think we're good now. Yep, we're good. Okay, it was just over a minute. Welcome to the Barret only section of the game. Equip Blizzard and Elemental damage to make this section a bit of a joke. It turns out a lot of the enemies here are all weak to Blizzard. Eventually meet up with Tifa. I give Tifa the ice and elemental damage before fighting a bunch of experiments. They're also weak to Blizzard. Then fight the boss version, which is just a slightly taller version of the regular enemies. Get it into its second stage, where I attack its appendages, heal when I need to, and eventually goes down without too much trouble. Head back to Aerith's house, and now it's time to do all the remaining side quests. We're gonna need a montage! Barret, you're blocking my screen.
Worked up a good sweat.
Go back down the sewers again.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Fight a whole bunch of mini Abzus. Then eventually I get to fight Abzu again. Yay! Same as the first time, only this time you have a whole bunch of little ones as well. These guys are not as strong as the regular ones you find just before this fight, as they don't have that much HP and don't do that much damage. So they're not too much of a pain. Shiva helps out near the end of the fight, and Tifa and Barrett go down, but I do manage to get them back up, and I kill him before he managed to do another backwater deluge. Finally, we can leave the sewers. Now that all the side quests are done, it's off to Shinra HQ. Make my way through the rubble, fighting a lot tougher enemies now. And I get stuck at this point where the boss keeps knocking me back as it shoots its machine guns, so I can't progress any further. Eventually, I make it past, then fight it, but I had to use a lot of healing. Elemental attack combined with lightning makes this fight a lot easier. Dodge the attacks, don't stand under the laser too long, otherwise it will do a massive attack. And eventually, it goes down. Fight my way through into Shinra HQ. Do some climbing with Tifa. Climb some stairs.
It's only 59 floors.
Then climb some more stairs. Then continue climbing the stairs. The stairs keep going. And keep going.
Wonder what it's like up there.
And keep going.
Restrictions. It's not gonna get any easier.
And when are the stairs gonna end?
As long as you patiently
Oh, for the love of God.
Maybe we should take a quick break.
Come on, Barrett.
I have made a terrible, terrible mistake here.
Stop if you want. Can even say it's for me.
just say you can't have
Okay, we made it. Go for a tour. Fight some enemies to prove I'm strong. Stalk Hojo. Fight this abomination. Trying to dodge its poison attacks, out-heal it as always, and killing the minions when needed, or just move away from them before they blow up. And that's the fight. Then it's on to fight some mechs. And then the pilots, I guess, on roller skates. And go a little crazy from all this. Don't worry, everyone. I found it. Found the target. It's all good. We're done now. We're good. I can get... Do I get a promotion? No. I don't even get a name. I don't even know why I bothered with this job. Welcome to Switching Teams section, with Red going back and forth between Cloud Barrett and Tifa Aerith. There were some difficult fights in this section, especially when I was having to fight these dogs with Tifa and Aerith, as I kept dying over and over again.
I'm here. Damn it. I'm coming.
The best strategy I had for this bit was to spam Blizzard so that I would stagger them and then just try and kill them as quickly as possible. There was another fight after this with these weird humanoid reptilian monkey things where I just did the same strat again and spam fire just to stagger them and then beat them up. Finally, we have another boss fight, which is a regular enemy in Final Fantasy VII, turned boss here. Barrett and Aerith are the MVPs in this fight, as the boss likes to fly around in circles, and it's a lot harder for Cloud and Tifa to hit it. They can hit it, but most of the boss's body is immune to damage, and it's really the face that actually does damage, and the face has a giant saw blade. So it's a lot safer to use Barrett and Aerith during this. Also, I had to keep switching party members to dodge his attacks, as when you're not controlling a party member, they kind of like to stand there and go into block mode. but after a while, the boss goes down without too much trouble. It's time for the boss rush, starting with Genova Dreamweaver. Kill the tentacles on its body, then attack the body. When the tentacles appear on the ground, you have to kill them first before you can start hurting the boss. It appears the tentacles are weak to magic, so Cloud and Tifa take them down pretty easily as they have both got elemental damage equipped. There is a dark cloud that follows you around that if you get caught up in, it casts stop on you, which is really annoying because at one point, I think Tifa and Aerith both get stopped. After a while, the boss will start raining down poison, focus on the tentacles again, then back on Genova, back to the tentacles, and eventually Genova will go down. Next up is the fight with Rufus, and you remember back at the beginning with the fight with Roach, that at a certain point you can only deal damage to human enemies when the game tells you to? Well, I was mainly referring to this fight. Beat his personal doggo, as it will cast Cure on Rufus, making it impossible to beat him. I used some attack items as I decided against equipping black magic materia, but I did equip a materia that boosts my ATB when blocking. The plan is to spam items when I need to heal. Once the doggo is down, the one-on-one fight can begin. You can only hit him when he is reloading. That is the whole fight. Dodge most of the attacks. I block Guns Akimbo as it deals the least amount of damage and has the biggest window to hit him after when he's reloading. Also, I need that ATB bar up so I can heal when necessary. Do this enough times and he goes down. Now, this next boss fight wouldn't normally be bad. The issue is, during the last section of the game, I used Barret and Aerith as my healers, so their attacks are not the strongest. My strat for this fight was to have the boss focus on one of them, and then when it's about to launch its cannon attack, switch to, hopefully, Barret to start shooting at the arm. Second stage is the same idea. Have the boss attack one of the characters, switch over to the other character to start hitting the boss without too much trouble. As they're both healers, I can easily out-heal the boss. I try and keep a character out of the firewall so they can do massive damage outside and not worry about getting hit while inside that firewall. The final section of this boss is all about trying to kill the boss before it kills you. First time it does its powerful attack, you can hide behind some rubble, but the second time there is no rubble, so it's all about trying to do as much damage as you can. I was scared I was not going to be able to do it, but I do. I don't know, I feel like this bit is scripted to be close. Time for the second motorbike sequence. It's pretty much the same as the first. Kill enemies, dodge attacks. But during this section, as it's a lot longer than the first section, and there are a lot more enemies, and they're a lot tougher, especially this one that keeps firing razor blades at me, Red 13 will heal you during certain sections. Then it's on to the boss. Now this was the final boss of Final Fantasy VII in Midgar. And he's now just a gimmick fight on your motorbike. What you have to do is destroy the wheels. There's 3 on either side, destroy 6. And in the next phase, you need to destroy 4, 2 on either side. And the final phase, I think it's 2 again on either side. And with that, the boss goes down. Now we enter the Crossroads. This is a bit of an annoying boss fight, as the main gimmick is you can't actually touch the big boss here. But there are 3 mini-bosses that sometimes you'll fight one-on-one, sometimes you'll fight 2 of them at the same time, and then sometimes you'll fight all 3 of them at the same time. The only way to damage the boss in this section is to stagger the mini-bosses, and while they're staggered, the big boss also takes damage. Eventually, you'll do enough damage to the boss to enter the second phase, where you have Tifa and Aerith as your party members, and Barret and Red 13 go off to fight the big boss. The 3 mini-bosses combine to become a Bahamut wannabe, defeat the Bahamut wannabe to split them free up again. And when you beat each of these mini-bosses, Barret and Red will use one of their ultimate attacks to damage the boss.
Time to finish this.
So basically, defeat each mini-boss, and eventually the big boss will go down. Now it's on to the final fight with Sephiroth. And oh my god, I just spam Mega Potions. Eventually Tifa joins, and I continue to spam Mega Potions. Then Barret's back, and I was hoping to use Prey throughout this fight to restore my health, but no, it's not enough, so I just use Mega Potions. And after getting hit by Heartless Angel once, making me go to spam mode, I managed to dodge it the second time, and eventually Sephiroth goes down. And I skipped the end credits because I thought there was another fight after this. So there you have it. You can beat Final Fantasy VII Remake on normal mode only using a starting equipment. This made the game a little bit more challenging than normally. Playing this game casually, it's very easy. Having this slight restriction on materia slots definitely made it so the characters wouldn't become super overpowered, having high HP and high MP, and having all these spells and abilities to use. Choosing what ability to use and when and what materia to use made this a little bit more challenging. Especially since Cloud only ever got 4 materia slots and Cloud is used the most throughout the run. So deciding what materia to take into battle was a challenge. And I clearly picked the wrong choices throughout most of this run. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you want to see me take this challenge on to the hard mode, don't forget to smash like and subscribe and let me know in the comments section down below. Anyway, once again, check out God King Mew, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye. Morse. Marvelous. Together on the track. Let's go. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, sus.